It's okay. I'm going to help you. It's okay. I'm going to help you. It's okay. I'm going to help you. This is what it states in the PCA that Dylan heard a male voice say, "It's okay. I'm going to help you." This line has been playing in my head over and over again recently for some reason, and I cannot shake it. What I don't understand, to the people who are still saying that, how is she to know, or why would her mind go to the fact that her roommates are being unalive? Nobody mind will go to that. Nobody mind will go to that. I get that. However, you cannot argue that she did not hear that. I just don't understand how people can honestly believe that. 3 times she opened her door because she heard things. If you can hear a male voice as clearly stating, "It's okay, I'm going to help you," then I have zero doubt, in my opinion, that she didn't hear everything else. Now, the trial for this case is projected for June 2nd, 2025. Don't get too excited. I'm definitely not holding my breath because that is still not a guaranteed date. Anything can happen from now until then. To kill four people, and what they want me to believe, us to believe, that it was in a 15, actually less than 15 minutes, which I explained that before in previous videos. We're supposed to believe that this one person did that in such a short frame of time to these young adults. One being a man, Ethan, who was in sports, who was athletic, who was, in my opinion, in shape, healthy, young. We're supposed to believe, and then 2 out of the 4 had defensive wounds. But you guys want me to believe that this man walked away with no injuries that I know of. I don't know everything, but he walked away with no injuries. As brutal in the beginning, as brutally as it was described, the slashes on these young adults, as brutally as it was described, and the small time frame that all 4 of these murders were supposed to have happened, and this alleged person, alleged killer here, did not slash themselves, did not leave any sort of DNA except for the DNA on the button of a knife sheath. And then you guys also want me to believe that once he, Brian Koberger, killed these 4 people, that he calmly just exited the premises, the house. He just calmly exited. It doesn't make sense. Leaving an eyewitness. Leaving an eyewitness. I am very curious to know the measurements of why Dylan opened her door those 3 times. I'm very curious, especially the 3rd time, to get such a good picture of this guy, especially to say that he has bushy eyebrows. So when he was walking out of that house, his head had to have been up. It had to have been up for her to get that description. Now, I do want to read a statement that is from the Consalves family, Kaylee Consalves' parents, in regards to Mr. Bloom book that I've told you guys about, which is full of his thoughts and opinions, in my opinion. But it goes on to say, Mr. Bloom book, in our opinion, is fiction. We have never spoken with Mr. Bloom about the contents of his book. As a seasoned writer, Mr. Bloom has learned to write in a way that, as long as he claims his information came from a source, he is protected. But all this book does is tell a story by Mr. Bloom, a version made up by him, relying on sources that have no responsibility or duty to speak the truth. They better say it. Just another book and another dollar to be made on the deaths of 4 young college students. Thank you again for your support of our family, and we appreciate all your thoughts and prayer. This is dead on. Dead on. That's all it is. That's all this book is doing, is telling a story according to him. But the part that scares me is that there's so many people out there who already think Brian Koberger did it, who already think he should be rotting underneath the jail. People are going to read this book and they're already going to form an opinion, even though most people have already formed an opinion. But this book is tainting possible jurors. You know, the fact that this book was even published, like, it was, so he had to have written this book long before, because it was just published. So I just don't understand how people can get on here, or people can create a book and then say that they have sources, but none of their sources are credible. And that's even if they have sources, like the one girl on here, who I unfollowed because Brat Norton, I she always would say she had sources, or this person or someone inboxed her and their information is credible and blah blah blah. And if you saw Cyber Sleuth, you kind of saw how that unfolded, how she took someone to be credible and it was just one big lie. And stuff like that is very dangerous, because it's just like, why would they go to you? You know, if someone really knew this information, why would they go to you? But I'm not saying that as if, people online has not helped solve cases, because they definitely have. But to take something someone says and run with it as if it's factual, you can't do that nowadays. You just simply can't. And this book by Mr. Bloom is definitely, it's going to be detrimental to Brian Koviger, because so many people just want to believe that he's guilty without actually doing their own research, without looking at the elephant in the room, which in my opinion is Dylan Mortensen. Again, before I finish this video, I am not saying that Brian Koberger is not the guy. I'm not saying that at all. However, I'm saying this is not a black and white case as everybody want it to be. It's not an open and shut case. There's a lot of pieces missing in this case, and it leads me to wonder why.